Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Grab a cold one, crank up the volume, and join the show. Welcome to NVNR Live. Here we go.
It's no block, no rock.
Bring on.
We are live.
People can hear us talking.
Live from Bauer Underground / Allo tailgate here in Lincoln, Nebraska.
I'm looking around. I see quite a few black shirts, some gray.
I saw somebody walking with gray.
Dark gray.
Put a trash bag on him immediately.
I saw one red. I think somebody must have changed. Somebody must have changed.
You're not supposed to wear red today.
No red.
That's what they tell me.
That's what they tell me.
No red.
No red.
What's with your beard then?
I'm not shaving the beard.
You should have just dyed it jet black. I've been trying to get you to do that for years now.
Hey,
Ryan Day would have sued me if I did that.
Theo is kicking off our show with $1.99 super chat. It says props to Gretna Hyde. I don't know if you guys saw that Hail Mary. That was pretty cool.
I did.
Was very cool.
That was really cool.
Who did they defeat? I don't know.
That was.
Oh,
I just saw the highlight. I didn't
I
watch
don't
it.
remember.
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I don't
That's
remember.
irrelevant. They didn't win.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Hey, either way, we do appreciate the $1.99. If you want to keep sending money our way, please. We would beg. We're not even begging. We're just asking very politely.
Very politely.
All right. So, go
There you
Big
go.
Red indeed. Yada, yada, yada. Enough talk. Even though that's all we're going to do for the next 2 hours is talk.
No, but you want to get
Right?
You want to get to it. You want to get to it.
Oh, right at it.
Oh, for sure. Well, yeah. I mean, we got USC coming to town. This is a helmet game, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Even though our helmet's going to look slightly different than usual, it's still a helmet game.
Yeah.
So I got a fun little tidbit that I think is going to start the show off right. It's going to give USC their props, but it's going to get that little Husker jab in there, right? Last year, Mojave had 4 total touchdowns, 3 passing, 1 rushing. But if you really look at that next level, it's 5. Sierra Wright picked them off, pick 6, first touchdown of the game.
Did he
Love
play
it.
the best game of his life and we still lost?
That's so frustrating.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like he literally transferred from USC to Nebraska.
He was still getting on the field. He was still finding playing time at that time last year.
Yeah.
Now he's kind of the Robert. He's kind of one,
He's a
big
team,
time
he's a
team
leader.
He is
Exactly.
established himself as a presence.
There you go. There
I
you
mean,
go.
it's one thing to have like a good game, but he had a pick 6.
Yeah.
Like you have to find a way to win that game.
It was the first touchdown of the game.
Like
It
just
was,
for
it was early. It was really early. And it was on the road. And you see the progression of that offense and their young quarterback. They're a different animal at home. And I'm sure you guys are going to get into it. I know we are.
Yeah.
One of the common, things that you got to look out for when you're talking sports betting is that home field advantage. And a lot of times in NFL and big time college ball, Power 5, Power 4, you're looking at 2.5 to a 3-point swing there.
You always
right?
give 3 points.
This is one of those games where I think it might be a little increased because you have extremes on both ends. Look at you guys in your black.
Yeah.
We got blackout
It's
conditions.
a blackout.
We
It's
got
not a gray
blackout
out. It's
conditions.
a blackout. It's not a red out.
And it's
There
not-
will be trash bags.
Graphite out. That's
Bauer
graphite.
Underground branded
There you
trash
go.
bags are coming your way. I promise.
So, but it's not all Nebraska on this, making it extreme. USC is different on the road. They
Yes.
have been since they joined the Big Ten, and they have been, especially going, 2 time zones over?
Yeah.
What do we got here today? What do we got here today?
Andy, you jumped me straight into a stat that I've been so eager to share all day.
Let's do it.
Is that Lincoln Riley at USC on the road as a favorite is 0-12 against the spread.
Oh,
Has
boy.
never once covered the spread
like
as
that.
a favorite on the road. This spread today is 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very tight spread.
It is.
So if he doesn't cover that, you might be looking at Nebraska money line.
Yeah. Well,
It's looking. It's
Hold on.
football weather.
Hold
on.
Nebraska
See,
feels good.
Wow.
Dude, all you're doing is setting us up for a 3-point loss. That's all you're doing.
Do you want to hear
All
a
I
stat?
did was give
That's
you
not
the
our
stat.
fault.
Do you want to hear a sad stat?
Dang it.
So we've done 4. Is this our 4th one at Bauer Underground? 3 or
Fourth
4?
or fifth,
Four.
maybe.
Yeah. Okay. We've done all those shows here at Bauer Underground.
Michigan, Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the sad stat.
we are actually 0-3 when doing live shows. So if we lose, you can blame us.
Move us off the stage.
Today we're breaking that streak, maybe.
You know, my co-host
Addendum.
of Nebraska football now, he's got even a more amazing stat. It's like a Lincoln Riley stat. When he tries to attend one road game as a fan, not a media member, per year, he's 0-12.
Oh,
Should have gone to Purdue last year. That's what we did.
I'm like, you're the bad luck guy. You're the bad luck guy.
That's how you
going.
break it.
yeah, stop going.
Break the streak. See that? There's people in here in the chat saying you got to break the streak. So we're just gonna keep doing what we do. We're gonna enjoy the hospitality of Bauer Underground,
Yes.
Aloe Fiber, and keep going. You know.
You know, that they work together. They're a partnership off the field. We're a partnership on the airwaves. So there's a lot of symmetry coming together
Yes,
here,
absolutely.
all in the name of the blackout.
Yeah, the blackout.
Absolutely. And it's weird. These live shows seem to keep getting bigger. I know last time was the Michigan game. We had 300 people here. Today it looks like maybe 1,500 to 2,000.
Yeah, there's a lot
It's
of
a
people
big
here,
crowd.
guys. A lot of people wearing black. It's good.
There's so many people here that I can barely hear you over my headphones. That's how loud it is. It's not because of anything else. It's because of how loud everyone is here, and we have to speak very loudly so I can hear you guys.
Yeah,
because I can barely hear.
200 people watching us live, virtually.
Good crowd.
Welcome to the tailgate here, Lot 18, Bauer Underground.
Heck yeah. All right. Hey, so we were talking about USC's kind of struggles on the road. Back in USC's like kind of heyday, right?
Uh-huh.
For their road games, didn't really have to travel that much, right? You're in the Pac-12. You stay on the West Coast where it's a little warmer.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go over 2 time zones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're in the Central.
Yeah.
This is football right here.
This is the Midwest.
This is the Midwest.
Yeah.
This is football weather, okay?
Yeah.
Are we making too much out of the weather? What do you
No.
think?
No, I think you got to make more out of it.
More.
Like USC, it was 92 and sunny in Southern California today.
Yeah.
And it's going to be in the 30s when they walk into Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, they've been practicing in 85-degree weather throughout the week.
Poor guys. I'll tell you.
I did. I was working on an article. MDNR's been putting out articles, 2-3 times a week. And I was working on one, but what I was looking at was how this USC offense, who's incredibly efficient in the passing game, they are the number 1 passing offense in the country right now. But as you see the temperature go down throughout these games, you can look at these box scores and show decreased yardage, decreased scoring. Nebraska is a team that plays in this cold all the time.
Yep.
So Nebraska, by the way, has the number 2 passing defense so far this season.
Like that.
You can make some comments about the talent they've played so far. We had a lot of really favorable matchups against Houston Christian Akron.
Yeah.
So you can make of that what you will. But if this passing defense can show that they do deserve to be that number 2 slot, this is going to be a closer game than people think.
He makes a great point, and I want to get your guys' read on this too. Local fans, Husker fans, and rightfully so, we're a little hard on the boys when they play a patsy, when they play a cupcake. Everybody does that. Why don't we take away from USC? We just look at that like what you're saying. Oh, they're the number 1 offense, they're the most efficient. Yeah, but you've been beating up teams. You haven't had to travel. You've been playing in warm weather and lesser opponents from the sub 2 division or whatever it's called nowadays. I just think that we make too much out of Nebraska's opponents, not enough maybe out of that. Like, we'll give them a pass, but we don't do that for our boys.
Well, and if you recall, Lincoln Riley, after he got his ass kicked by Illinois this year, he complained about the time zone, the travel, this and that. I was like, welcome to the Big Ten.
Yeah,
Welcome to 2025 Big Ten football.
That's the nature of it. And I think, like, as Nebraska, media, whatever you want to call us, it is one of those things that I think this Husker team has been really good about is, you don't point the finger, you point the thumb. So it's reasonable that as Nebraska fans, we're looking at this and writing off that Houston Christian and Akron game because we understand that that's not indicative of who we are. Mm-hmm. And have you guys watched every USC game this season? I certainly have not.
No.
I have not. So,
Nope.
I can't sit here and, wipe down their resume. I can't do that. I want to talk about what we have done and what I think we can do.
Yeah, so the more critical eye goes on the home team.
Exactly. Yeah. It always goes on the Huskers for me.
So, Connor, we're talking about the weather a little bit, and you're talking about how USC is a very good passing offense, right? I don't think we can state enough that USC's rushing offense is pretty good too.
Very solid.
Right? It's like near
23rd.
the top.
It's 23rd. They have the 23rd rush offense in the country and number one pass offense in the country.
204 yards a game.
Yeah.
They churn out on the ground.
Yeah, they're going to run the ball at you. They are you want to say Big Ten football team. They've transitioned really well, and Lincoln Riley likes to run the football. So this rush defense has not been good, and they better square things up today, or Lincoln Riley has no problem running the same thing over and over again.
Just square it up against the number one offense in the nation.
Yeah, right on.
Well, now, Mike, you said Lincoln Riley's not going to hesitate. I'm hoping that he gets in his own head.
Yeah,
Look,
hopefully it's cold and his brain doesn't work. He has a brain freeze.
you know how it is with these guys, man, with Lincoln Riley, Dana Holgerson, sometimes Chip Kelly. They get a little too smart for their own good, right? And they want to show off that, hey, I'm smarter than you at football. I know things. And so they get a little cutesy with it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we see some things from USC where it's like, wait, why did you just do that?
Yeah.
Thank you for doing it, but why did you just do that?
They outcoach themselves, right?
Yes.
That's what you're getting at.
So, like last week against Northwestern, we saw Dana just get in his head. We had talked about first drive of the game as pass, punt. That's not Nebraska's identity, or at least not what it should be this season. Emmett Johnson is your workhorse. I think for some reason, and we've talked about this for years, that Nebraska always seems to be everybody's get-right game. And I think USC is going to come out and understand that if they can just establish that run game and it'll open up that pass game that is incredibly efficient. It's going to be difficult. And Mike, you said it right away. This D-line, this rush defense is going to have to shut that down. And it's weird to say with them being the number one ranked pass offense in the country, we're going to have to make them throw the ball. We cannot allow them to take 200 on the ground today.
You know, the easy way, and a lot of the national narrative, and it's rightfully so, it points to their number one passing offense against our number 2 or 3 pass defense. So it's strength. Look at the week on week. What's their weakness? What's our weakness? And right now, their weakness is stopping the run on defense. You could say our weaker of the two is running the football. I want that to be a strength. I think it needs to be a strength today.
Yeah.
Well,
that might be the matchup that decides the game.
Well, Nebraska needs to do one thing. They need to keep the USC offense off the field. And so that's going to be a heavy workload of Emmett Johnson. Yeah. And he's going to have to run the ball a lot, and they need to control the clock. Matt Rule's a big TOP guy, and he needs to continue to be a TOP guy against a team like this.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's their strongest suit. Their best path to a victory is like what you're saying, keep away.
Yes.
Okay. But then, let's get into it. Injuries on the offensive line, a shaky offensive line. But what are they best at?
Run blocking.
Run blocking.
Yes.
Yep. By far and away, the 2 tackles that we're left with right now, so much for depth. Oops, injuries and all this and that. But if they just do what they're best at, and if we're backed into that corner, what you're saying, Jared, Dana, Mr. Holgerson, Coach Holgerson, just play to their strengths, and it might be our best chance to win the game anyway.
I think another big key to this game is going to be, it boils down to one thing. Take the points. If you get into a position to take those 3, you need to take them. And we've harped on this, I feel like every week.
Especially Kyle. I wish Kyle was here right now because that's his bread and butter right now.
Yeah. We have the soapbox over there waiting for him to get on.
But the one thing I don't want to see today, I might see it, but I don't want them to listen to it, is this from Dylan Raiola on 4th and 1. Let's go. What did we say we were on the season? We're 4 for 11 on 4th down. It's not working. We're looking at national stats, not team stats. Stop unless you're in a position where we're a little bit too far away to kick it, and you still have somewhat favorable field position. If you give it up, I want to just take those points again. Much like
doesn't feel the same way.
Much like Michigan, this is a team where points are going to come at a premium. You need to take them when you can get them.
You're asking Nebraska to be the mature team, to have the patience and the confidence to let them stumble. They're on the road. They're playing in the cold. We haven't done that for quite a while. And I would love for that to happen today. Run the ball, let them make the mistakes. Be patient, play stout defense.
Play like Iowa almost, right? Like you're describing Iowa.
I will take a win.
Yeah.
I said it earlier on Nebraska Football Now. I would take a 17-14 ugly game.
Oh my God.
Give me that ugly game.
Please grind this out. I want it to be so ugly.
The uglier, the more beautiful it is.
Yeah.
And
more football.
It's one thing to talk about like the weather. Like even if the weather is nice, USC is way different. on the road than they are at home. Like if you just look at the splits, it's like vastly different. So you kind of get into the point of, do you wait for USC to make the mistake?
Yes.
And
That's
the
what
past 20 years, it's been wait for Nebraska to make the mistake, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's with the shoe being on the other foot. It's like, wait.
But is this team
what
good
universe?
enough? Is this team good enough to do that?
Right.
Is Nebraska good enough to be the guy that can just be like, let's just wait for you to make a mistake? Because we have not been that team. We've been the mistake guy.
From 1962 to about 2012, we were that team.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it's been a little cattywampus.
Shaky. Yeah.
It's been a little,
Cattywampus.
little shaky.
But hey, hold on. Mike, you asked, are we good enough to be that team? Let me ask you this, right? There's a whole side of the football that's not bad anymore. It's actually good.
Oh, you're talking about the third phase?
I'm talking about the third phase.
Yeah.
God.
Now, could that be enough to where, you know what? Maybe we are just a different team, because that third phase, it's not just a minus. We were just asking for a neutral, but it is a plus now.
They've won us 4 games this year.
So maybe we can be that team, at least tonight. Maybe we can be.
Well, and I think you have to rely on that third phase day. Like I'm saying, take those 3 when you can get them. It's not even waiting for them to make a mistake. It's putting yourself in an advantageous position, and they're going to have to come back and answer for it. Like, that's what you need to do.
Andy, I want to let you know that there's people in the chat just bad mashing you for not wearing black here.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's,
There's a little black on there.
on the gray.
there's smatterings.
There's a little black in there.
I was going to take off my shirt and just have black paint for the game.
Yeah.
So it's coming.
We
It's
talked
coming.
about that on our
Yeah.
show. We were not
Yeah.
going to do that today.
Yeah,
He's talking about his chest. He's talking about his chest.
Connor didn't go through with it, sadly.
BA, I see you. I see you over there.
Listen, it's leftover Halloween makeup. That's all it is.
Joseph, the King Husker wrestling guy, is calling you out and saying it's gray. So
I'm not even going to say it. It's Heather Gray. I don't want to go.
Yeah, there's no winning. There's no winning.
it's fine. Unless you didn't wear green to the blackout. So
Crazy.
You could have
Crazy.
done that. Acting like the Red Sox are still playing fucking baseball or something. I mean,
Jeez.
freaking
Gosh
baseball.
darn baseball.
Gosh darn baseball.
Hey, just so you know, we are on ESPN Tri-Cities, so we are trying to keep it
Yeah,
as
we are
clean as
keeping it as
possible.
clean as possible. And here we are again.
Yeah, it's
Mike's
always
over
Mike.
here giving me the lecture.
That's always Mike.
Something about his face, That's what it is.
Okay. We talked about some of the keys. The most important, Emmett.
I would say so.
Going into the season, I was worried that by the time November hits, that Emmett might be worn out by this time, because your RB2 and RB3 and RB4, keep going down the list, if you will, probably aren't good enough, right? So I was worried about Emmett Johnson's usage. Up to this point, Emmett Johnson hasn't been used as much as we were hoping he would be. So I think he's a little more fresh. Okay? Mike, we're in November.
Yes.
What does November mean when you're 6-2 and you're trying to be on the outside conversation of a playoff, perhaps?
I mean, we're playing meaningful games in November.
Yeah.
It's the first time in a long time.
2016. 2016 was the last time we were playing meaningful games in November.
Yeah, and we saw that one. We still went 9-3 and went to a bowl game and lost to Tennessee really badly with Riker Five at quarterback. But it's fine. We just talked about that yesterday.
Well, Mike, are you like thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, what if they overuse Emmett Johnson?
No, the gloves are off.
Gloves are off.
There is no pitch count.
Yeah.
You will run him 40 times if you have to today.
40 times.
I don't care.
Yeah.
What is rule number 1? You learned this last week, Jared.
Well, yeah. What's rule number 1? Where is he?
He's not here today. He's not here today.
Do you want me to say it or you?
Go ahead.
Give the ball to your best player.
Rule number 1, give the ball to your best player.
Indeed.
If Emmett gets the ball, good things happen. He's your best player.
Emmett Johnson's your best player.
We thought Dylan would be our best player coming in, and it's not like Dylan's bad. It's just Emmett is the best player.
Yep.
He's been so undersold, not just throughout Husker Nation and our fan base, but on a national level. He is the 5th leading rusher in the nation.
Right.
In the nation. That puts him at like a 98.7%, better than every other running back out there, yardage-wise. And he only has 149 carries on the season.
in over 1,000 all-purpose yards too. I think he's the only guy in Power 4 that has over 1,000 yards of all-purpose yards.
He paid his dues. He put on like 15 pounds of muscle in the offseason. He's ready for Big Ten play. Let's unleash him here tonight.
See, Jared, you mentioned that you were worried that by November that Emmett might be a little worn out, a little tired from being overworked. I swear, I follow him on all the social media. I love his TikTok. This man seems more energized every single week. He looks like he's getting more excited to get out there. And he wants that 30, 35 carry game. I feel like he genuinely wants that. It's going to be time.
He's got his bib on. Feed him.
The table is set. The table is set for him to have a big day. And there might be some detractors that you don't want to admit to, like the injuries on offensive line and things of that nature. But just the style of game that Dana Holgorsen might have to call sets up very well for Emmett Johnson.
Yeah. And like, I'm just in my head, I can recall just so many runs that Emmett's had. I've never seen a harder runner in my life. The guy just jukes everybody out. Either he's doing that or he's running through people. He deserves so much credit.
Yeah.
And look, let's just be honest here. He's not running behind an O-line that's going to win the Joe Moore Award.
They said they would.
Okay? Like the O-line in run blocking has been okay. Okay, but there's been some times where the D lineman meets him in the backfield, and he puts on a little move, and he gets 4 yards out of nothing.
I mean, even the Minnesota game, there's a couple of times where he had a 2-yard run. I'm like, wow, how did he do that? He had to break some tackles in the backfield to get just back to the line of scrimmage. We opened the show talking a little high school football, playoff football. This is football weather, right?
This is playoff football.
Yes, this is it. And when you got into that talk about some coaches like to outcoach themselves. We saw this last night at the very first drive. The Kearney Bearcats. I did the Kearney Bearcats versus the Columbus Discoverers. Shout out to really good teams. 8 versus 9 matchup. Great game. Kearney comes out and tries to pass on first down. They run the ball. They run the ball so well, and that's like what they do all the time. Okay, that didn't work. 3 and out. Next drive to come back. Get back to running. Guess who wins the game? By just doing what you do best. Absolutely. So shout out Kearney Bearcats. Great game. It was a great high school football playoff game. But both teams played to their strengths, turned it into a really fun game to watch too.
Well, and you said doing things you do best.
Yeah.
Does Dana want that to be what we do best?
It doesn't matter.
He wants now. I feel like he's a very conflicted play caller because he wants to use all the shiny toys he has. Yeah. He wants to use Denke. He wants to use Ja'Cory. He wants to use all those guys.
I love where you're going. First of all, addressing the thing is like, is that what Dana wants? I don't care, and he doesn't get to choose. That's just not how this works. You're going to find where your talent is, and you're going to have to play with it.
What did he say about Dana?
Well, I don't want to.
He's like, I trust him with my life.
Right.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I believe that was word for word.
Well, I'm just saying he doesn't get to choose where the talent lies, like what you're best at. He doesn't get to choose that. It's just there. But one thing I wanted to talk about, because we have been glazing Emmett Johnson here for quite a while, is another name that I look to have a big game today is going to be a guy like Isaiah Hunter or Ja'Cory Barney. I just looked. USC is ranked as the 83rd best pass defense in the country. Dylan Raiola, like, even if we're using Emmett all game, we're controlling that time of possession, we're controlling the lineman scrimmage as best we can, we're still going to have to be throwing that ball. And this is a game where I think you can see some of these guys kind of pop off for 15, 20-yard chunks. They're not. I don't see any of those big, explosive, like 70-yard passes happening today. But if you can just effectively chip away and establish that run game, chip away the pass game, controlling that clock, this is a very winnable game. Just keeping that USC offense off the field.
Are you saying play with some maturity?
Yeah, maturity is a big deal. Well, I'm still working on my own, but the team.
I'm hoping that we can establish the run game, right? Can we throw a play action in there and go deep? Can we do that?
That's the run game. That's established. I like that.
That's Emmett right there.
Yes.
And who's our fullback? Who's our fullback? Barrett Liebentritt. Dane Todd just doing this. No, I'm hoping that
shout out 8-man football. Let's get Carter Nelson in there.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Let's put some dudes in neck rolls and figure it out, okay?
I like that.
But I'm hoping you do this, right? You open up the pass game. Can we get some big plays downfield? The only big plays I can think of are like giving Isaiah Hunter the ball within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and then he does the rest of the work.
Yep.
That's okay.
Props to him, by the way.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is very okay with me. You know? just keep chipping away like what you're saying, and those big plays do end up happening because we do have talented dudes. But it's Emmett Johnson, Isaiah Hunter, Dane Key. Just you throw the ball to Dane Key 5 times in a row. One of those 5, something special is going to happen.
Do we see any fade passes?
Well, of course. You see them every game. That's our red zone offense. Corner fade, hope and a prayer. They might go. They might catch it. They might not.
See, and that's the thing, right? I think that's why you're going to have a few big plays, is because if you get stuck in the red zone, all right, you're going to have to take the 3, or you're going to go for it on 4th and not get points, okay? And against USC, going for 3 is not going to be enough, I fear. And so I think you have to avoid the red zone as much as you can.
So you're saying big plays, splash plays.
Or be able to run the ball with Emmett in the red zone, for God's sake, interior line.
That's not a crazy statement. Like, using Emmett effectively in the red zone is a big reason why we don't have an extra win on that record. Like, we're just not using him effectively inside the red zone.
Right. Your best player.
Hey, they did last week.
They did last
week. He got to the outside. He scored a touchdown.
Sure did.
Weird. Give your best player the ball.
Put the game away.
Yeah. USC, their rush defense is ranked 57th in the country. They average 135.9 yards a game.
Yeah.
Allowed, yeah.
Yeah.
This is something you can do.
Yeah.
You can do this.
Yeah. I think Nebraska can run the ball in USC.
Dana.
But he's going to have to commit to it.
It's okay, Dana. I know it's not what you want. I know it's not the ideal thing. Big 12, shoot out, all that crap. That's not going to be this game, I don't think, Dana. Don't fight the identity. Don't fight it.
Jared, you mentioned that you don't think 3 in a drive is going to be enough against this USC team. Mike, you're talking about 159 rushing yards allowed per game. I don't think 159 is going to be enough. Like, we need more. I want 100 out of Emmett today.
They allow 135.9.
Oh, 135.9.
Yeah, 135.9 per game.
36.
Okay, sorry. I thought you said 153. But yeah, I need a 100-yard game out of Emmett today. I need it.
At least.
I need it like I need air to breathe.
Well, we talk about Emmett, though, but I will say the guys have been taking strides behind him. I know you're kind of talking down the guys behind him, but I will say Isaiah Mosey had a good run, and so did Makai Nelson. Makai Nelson trucked a guy on the sideline. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
So the guys behind him are getting better. So I think it's all hands on deck. I'm just telling you, it's going to be a heavy run day.
It is so easy for us to look at this team and say, well, they're not Emmett Johnson. Here's the thing. There's a lot of guys in this league that are not Emmett Johnson.
A.
There's a lot of guys in this league. And we've got 2 guys behind him, like you said, Mike, that are stepping up. And we can easily, I think we can break that 135 rushing this week, today.
And if you're looking at it now,
we got a comment in the chat that says, I put $3,000 on USC not getting any holding calls called against their offensive line.
If that's a serious bet, you might go home a rich man.
You might as well bet your mortgage on it, buddy. It ain't gonna happen.
Hey, it happened last week against Northwestern.
Finally.
It happened. Okay.
Finally.
You can't say it never happens.
We took multiple games off, but we got one.
And I know we are Dunkin' Donuts glazing Emmett, okay? But I just feel like it's so important because before the season, I'll own it, I didn't think that Emmett was this caliber.
Yep.
You know, I was like, he's an okay back. He's pretty solid, but he's probably not an NFL level.
Yeah.
He's probably not an all-conference guy. I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
right? I mean, are you ready to put him in there with some of the top running? This is and I think we're kind of underselling this rivalry. And USC wouldn't even call it that because we've never beat them. This is like the only team in the nation that we haven't played more than twice that the University of Nebraska has not beaten.
Because what are we, 0-4 or something?
5-1.
5-1. There you go. 5-1.
Yes.
But just think about the running backs over the centuries, right? Between Nebraska and USC. I mean, just straight up killers, right? I don't know if we're ready to put.
Well, there was one. There was a killer.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and then
I think 2.
Does it
3. Because we've had a few too.
That's what I was going to say. Does everyone want to be put in there like Lawrence Phillips, O.J. Simpson, Thunder Collins?
Thunder Collins had a run-in with something.
We're still trying to get him on our show, though. That'd be pretty cool.
Thunder just ain't no snitch. That's all. He ain't no snitch.
Okay, it's 2:30.
Do we want to shift to the WTL betting segment?
I think so. I think I see Mr. Odom over there.
Is he ready to go?
I think he's ready to go.
Okay.
He's wearing a lot of black.
What I want you to do, Andy, is I want you to sit here.
Okay.
Monitor the chat. Run this side of things.
Okay.
You'll have your guys over here, and I'll just step off for a little bit. And I might come up here in a little bit.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah.
And
Join us in 15:20.
Okay. That's good.
All right. Got some
We're good. Yep. I'll mute everything for now.
Cool. Yep. All right. Now we're back with WTL. Where's the line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. We got the JO back in the house here.
Yeah, I just flew in from Omaha. Man, my arms are tired.
Flew in.
Dad joke to start it off. I love it.
We're starting off hot, guys.
Well, hey, we got a 5-star recruit that's flying in. He is playing a high school game at 1 o'clock in Illinois, and then he's been tweeting out all week and putting on TikTok that he's going to be at the game, though. Trey.
Oh, yeah. Trey Taylor, yeah.
Trey Taylor.
I saw he was tweeting about needing a private jet.
I think he got it.
Yeah, it sure sounds like he did.
got it, yeah.
You know, the talk's been, well, what can't they do with NIL? It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Money's on the table. You can do it.
And you're good with that, right? Like you guys are good with the free-flowing NIL world?
I think there should be some regulation, but at the current moment, there isn't. And so we need to play at the same level everyone else is playing.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do that, if you're going to stand and like you have this moral opposition to it, you're going to lose.
You will
I mean,
lose.
that's just how it's going to go.
Yeah.
You're actually right on this one. And, you know, and I don't
It's
think
rare.
there could be any negative fallout of just making a 16-year-old a millionaire because he's good at throwing a football. There's nothing
bad could come of this.
No. All right, it's like a child star, right? That always turns out great.
Every time. So, well, let's get into the actual nuts and bolts of it, the betting line. This has been your typical Nebraska betting line. People from out west in California, they get a little taste of the Nebraska roller coaster. This line opened up on most books at 5.5 right away, shot up to 7.5, 6.5 on a lot of books. Went back down to 6.5 quick. Ever since that time, that was about midweek. That was on a Wednesday. Something happened overnight, and it just went down to 4.5 and has leveled out. I think the betting line has kind of corrected itself, if you want to say that, where the Sharps made their move, pushed that line down to 4.5. Now you're getting 50-50 money on USC, half the money on Nebraska. 4.5 feels about right, sounds about right. Jeremy, what do you make of it?
4.5 was where I thought we should have opened at.
Yeah, exactly.
This very much is mirroring that Michigan game on game day when everything started to go, towards Nebraska. That line's getting a little tighter. I saw on College Game Day this morning, up to 3 people were picking Nebraska to win this thing outright. I don't know. The energy feels pretty freaking good right now. I like the 4.5 though.
Yeah.
Like I'm starting to like that world.
Yeah.
So I look at this. I do think 4.5 is the right spot. Again, we talked about this a little bit earlier. That home team always gets given 3 points. So realistically, we're looking at this as like a USC winning by a touchdown game. And I think that's fair. I think a lot has been made of how efficient this USC offense is, but Nebraska can be equally efficient. And I think Nebraska, even if they can't find a way to win this game, does have a way to cover that spread.
Oh yeah, there's a million different paths. And you mentioned the Michigan game. At the end of that, Nebraska only lost by 3.
Exactly.
Covered.
cover.
Okay, we were good to go on that one, and that's what we all picked. It was a Nebraska cover. This is starting to feel that way. I really like the 6.5 though. When we did our show Thursday afternoon, we had that 6.5 still. That was a real sweet spot. But a couple hours later, man, did we see a dramatic move. 2 points. 2 points.
It's a lot of points, and we've seen the early bettors are getting the gravy there at the end when it comes to game day, which hopefully this mirrors kind of that Michigan one where we do cover, hey, win outright as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's just go ahead and take the win. But what they do, that over the total is climbing.
Yes, it is.
Up to 59.5 right now.
Yes. That makes me a little nervous.
Yeah.
Even though my score prediction still has me in that range, it's starting to make me nervous as it's climbing. But
So you talk about a 2-point drop from 6.5 to 4.5 in the last few days.
Yeah.
Am I crazy to say that a 2-point drop is very different depending on what that spread looks like where it starts?
Right.
Because 6.5 to 4.5 is a massive adjustment.
Oh, it's
Like
huge.
that's meaning it's a really tight game. Now, if it was like you opened at 12.5 and came to 10.5, I don't see that as quite as meaningful.
Right.
But this is a lot of bettors, a lot of sharps saying like Nebraska does have a chance in this game, and they are going to be very competitive. I find that to be very meaningful to have that big of adjustment this quick.
Well, it's coming off a key number there of 7. You're already there at that 6.5, got the hook, so you're going to draw a lot of action on it. But you drew so much action within a span of about 3 hours that all the books, I'm talking consensus, MGM Grand, DraftKings, FanDuel, they all followed suit and smashed that down to 4.5 like that. So that tells me that some hefty bets were made across a lot of platforms by a lot of people taking Nebraska to do that cover. And we talked about how the home crowd's worth 3, 2.5. Okay. I think this is a little bit of a different monster here today. You got blackout conditions, beer sales for the first time ever at Memorial Stadium. I think we're going to see what that's all about here. First night game, big night game, blackout. You also got a team that doesn't really travel well. I mean, it's more than a trend now. We talked about some trends where the Nebraska line early, get it on that.
yeah.
The same could be said for USC playing on the road.
One thing I want to point out, what you said there, a lot of big bets,
Yep.
throw it. If anybody in the state of Nebraska is listening, those all happened over the state lines. Because we were not able to bet here in state. I think that's important because that money could have come right back to all of us. But they were placed over state lines there.
Yeah, so you can't say that those are Homer Nebraska fans that moved that line. No, that's a great point. That's because if anyone ever did that or would have done that in Nebraska, that would have had to been an offshore or something weird like that, which we would never do.
Never do that.
No, that would be
So that is a good point because that's telling you that on the national spectrum,
Yes.
they're saying no, this is going to be closer than 6.5, closer than a touchdown.
It'll be interesting as we talk about, how if Nebraska fans wanted to bet, they'd have to drive across state lines, or actually you can go in person. There are 2 casinos here, one in Lincoln, actually.
Can't bet on home games.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
That's what we're getting at.
Oh, I did not
So
know
you
that.
can go on site for away games, but the home games, you can't touch them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so my question to you guys is when that does happen, because ultimately I believe it will, when mobile gaming is finally legalized here in the state, do you think Nebraska gamblers are going to be able to manipulate these lines a little bit harder? Because I feel like a lot of Husker fans are going to be betting on Nebraska, and that's going to create a very large impact on these lines.
Of course, but that's just going to write the number quicker.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and I
And
think
we've seen that lag from this game opened up at 5.5 on a lot of books. Right away, shot up to 6.5, even 7. And then you started to see the natural, okay, let's get it back to the median where it needs to be.
Yeah, and I think that bringing it back down to where it needs to be shows that while we're not ranked, it does show that there is some national respect for this Nebraska team and what they can do running the ball and even on the defense.
Well, just look at the numbers where we're ranked defensively, power rankings, yards per game, and then look at USC. Like we talked about in the opening segment, we tend to be a little more critical on the home team than we are on the away team. And we'll dismiss some of our stats, some of the things that we are doing good. On the national scene, and especially sports bettors, that's why I love talking sports gambling, because it's the most honest conversation you're going to have over who's going to win or lose. So all these stats, they don't get discounted on the national level. They look at it and they say, no, Nebraska's pass defense, they're legit.
Yeah, it's elite.
Dylan Raiola, he can move the ball through the air. He's not a bad quarterback.
That's one thing about Dylan Raiola that I think I've really loved is that you put this kid in a close game and you put him in a position where he's got to go down and win that game for you. He's done it twice already this season. Yeah. We didn't see a lot of that last season. It was a little tough. It was also a true freshman season. And now seeing him go through and develop that clutch gene, it seems like the jitters are gone.
Yeah.
And it feels like this team is just a little bit more complete.
Oh, you mean he's maturing?
We're talking about maturity a lot today, aren't we?
But there's such a difference too in a quarterback that has like that winner's mentality and what's best for the team, or somebody maybe who's padding stats, Caleb Williams, and they're just a different type of player. And then when you get to the NFL level, what does that equate to? Dylan, I think, is going to be a heck of an NFL prospect once he gets to that point. Hopefully not for a few years. But then you look at Caleb, and it's like, what was USC doing with that kid? Just letting him, shotgun all over the place and padding stats, and then he's struggling for Chicago, huh?
Yeah, a little struggle there.
Yeah.
Bear down. And we are down.
I knew that was a targeted comment.
With that, though, teammates have talked about Dylan, how he is that psycho and a good psycho, where he doesn't get too high, he doesn't get too low. He's always thinking of the next thing. What's the next step? And that was I don't want to call it a detractor, but that's what a lot of people would say about Coach Tom Osborne. The guy would never cheer and get too high after a good play or a big win, and he'd never get too down after a loss. And I think that's what you're seeing with Dylan Raiola. He's been around the game his entire life, the pro game, the college game. None of this is new to him. And I think we'll go back to it. You're seeing that maturity, that development, more than anything, the development. That last drive against Northwestern, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9.
It was 4 straight 3rd and 7, there was it 3 and 7, 3 and 8, 3 and 7, 3 and 5, and he converts them all.
Yeah, through the air, and he had to go through his progressions on most of them. It wasn't his hot read, it wasn't his first read. That's a drive. Those are plays that he wouldn't have made a year ago. Okay. And I think, unfortunately, the same can be said for the USC quarterback. He's progressing as well, and he might have been a little bit ahead of Dylan as far as where they started.
Well, comes down to the running game, huh?
Yeah.
Look at our if the quarter. I mean, did you guys? Okay, yeah, I would say Emmett's going to be what I think is going to be the difference maker here today. I mean, we know what Dylan brings to the table. We know what the USC quarterback brings in our elite defense against that. I think it's going to come down to that running game.
Well, absolutely.
And so the way I kind of framed it in that opening segment was a lot of talkers and shows and write-ups, and they want to talk about strength for strength, and that is obviously their passing offense, which is ranked number 1 in a lot of metrics in the nation, against our pass defense, which is number 2 or 3. Pretty good, but that is strength. It's about as good as it gets. I think the way a critical, especially a sports bettor, wants to look at this, well, what's the week on the week? It's their run defense against our rushing offense.
There you go.
We have, and it's really bizarre in that we have the 5th leading rusher in the nation, Emmett Johnson, and yet that's still kind of a black eye, is the running game that we have right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult, and we know that USC also has a very solid rushing offense. We talked about that.
Yes,
What did you say earlier? It was just north of 200 yards a game?
Yeah, 204 yards a game.
Yuck. That is not great against a very, very weak Nebraska rush D. Yeah. So, I do agree. The rushing game is going to be the difference maker for both teams in this game. It's going to have to be.
Yeah, as long as our secondary steps up and plays that style of ball that we know they can.
When we went into the Minnesota game, we talked a lot about how it could be an Emmett Johnson revenge game. Minnesota didn't offer him. He wanted to go play there. We saw it last year. Today, I really need this to be a Sierra Wright revenge game.
Yes.
I need it again. I need it again. First touchdown scored, Sierra Wright, pick 6.
Just 2 years in a row, he's going to be the first touchdown.
If he does it 2 years in a row, first touchdown, pick 6, I want a statue put up outside Memorial Stadium.
Of him or you for making that call?
No, both of us. It's us hugging. We're best friends. He doesn't know me. But we'll get there.
That's awesome.
But that would ignite the home crowd, and it's going to be a crazy home crowd too. People are comparing it to maybe the atmosphere that we had back in 2006, that early September game against Texas, where we had that game. It started. I was part of that crowd. Snow was falling at the end of it. We had them. We were ahead by 1? I think we were ahead by 1. Yeah. And then the Terrence Dunn fumble, but it was still a heck of a crowd. I think you're going to get, and that's a huge if, USC can't make the first big play. They cannot get that first score. If that happens, that's going to put a little bit of a wet blanket on it.
I see tonight, with it being a night game against a ranked team, by the way, that, again, we talked about, we've never beat USC. If we can come out, let's say USC gets the ball first and we can force a 3 and out, I think this crowd, this environment can be reminiscent of the Colorado game last year, where it's going to get loud.
I like that.
And the crowd is going to want blood.
So you're saying we're going to be scarier than famous USC alum O.J. Simpson? We want blood? Is that what you're saying right now?
O.J. Simpson didn't want blood. He got it. Can I say that?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah, I
cool.
think you say that.
And we made reference to there's some big names here.
Yeah, absolutely.
The on both sides of the ball. And even Colorado, let's throw Ray Caruth on the bus too. Why not? So
Yeah, when you
they're not all choir boys.
Yeah. Talking about a lot of big names here today. I mean, you talk about Trey Taylor, but there's a busload of recruits here today.
4 and 5 star recruits.
Yeah, it's going to be big. I mean, I really like, first of all, I don't know that we even talked about in the opening segment, but Matt Rule's extension is big in the recruiting game. But, I mean, what statement could you make that is bigger than a Matt Rule extension just a couple of days ago, and then bring these recruits in? Matt Rule gets his first win against a ranked team at Nebraska in a night game in an environment that, again, I can only assume is going to be absurd.
It's going to be wild.
Yeah, it'll be the best recruiting pitch I think you could
Oh,
possibly
and the
get.
timing of that renewal couldn't have been perfect with the big, 60 plus recruits or whoever we have here today. Sure, we would have loved to have had it Minnesota week, so maybe we didn't have that distraction. But I think the timing of it was meant to be perfect storm. Everything's kind of lined up.
Was it by design?
Yeah, I think it was by design.
Well, I tell you what, the win over Northwestern, I think, gave a lot of Husker fans a lot more confidence, and not just fans. And you mentioned it earlier, sports bettors across the nation. Like, okay, Nebraska can not play their best game and still grind out a victory. Come back and that fourth quarter drive, get it done. That's 2 weeks in a row, by the way, where the defense made a stop late in the fourth quarter to secure a victory, and the offense went and got points when they needed them to not only cover the point spread, but win the game.
Yeah, well, and we talk about, you don't get too high after a win, you don't get too low after a loss. I mean, coming off of Minnesota, that was going to be that was a big concern for me. Is like, how much are they going to dwell on what's called just an abhorrent game? Like, it was horrible. Like, none of the phases seemed to work, and they come back and they grind one out.
That was a
grinding is like I actually watched that game this morning. It feels like they are kind of mature.
Yes,
and they're able to say, look, we did lose a game, but that doesn't factor into what we're going to do today. And so I think even after that nasty grinding win last week, I don't think that's going to affect them saying we can definitely come out and do this. I think every game's a vacuum for this team. Yeah, I think they recognize it.
Yeah, and so does that worry you that each game's a vacuum, and they had to go through that and show us last week against Northwestern, but USC had a bye after a loss too. Like, they felt they left some points on the board there against Notre Dame. It also showed that they have a tough time traveling, and it wasn't as cold. All those things are true, but I worry with Lincoln Riley having an entire week to game prep, to watch a game, and then go on the road and try and get one.
I think coming off a bye, especially after a loss, you have those first few days, right, where you're fired up and you're angry, you're piss and vinegar, you're doing whatever. But I think after that, it starts to maybe kind of dwindle a little bit. Yeah. Because you have all this time to prep, you have this time to calm down and take another look at it. So I don't see USC coming in here as angry as people think they might be. Really? They are certainly coming in very prepared. They've had plenty of time to do that, but I don't see them coming in as angry. I think Nebraska, even after a win against Northwestern, is an angry team. Emmett Johnson just seems to always be angry.
He runs angry.
Yeah, not as a person, but as a runner, he just seems to always be angry. And I think Nebraska, maybe I'm crazy. I think Nebraska knows that this game means more to them than it does to USC.
Well, there's such a difference in taking out your aggression with a hit in 4 or 5 days versus 12, 14 days. I think you're right, especially, Southern California, weather's nice.
Yeah.
They haven't had the chilly weather. Yeah. No, but talking about maturity, each game in a vacuum, it's got to feel pretty good to be immature and storm the field after the win today. I'm going to tell you that.
I wouldn't mind that. We talk about, I was getting at, I like to look at, well, what's the weakest matchup versus the weakest matchup there. Something's got to give today where Jared was saying Lincoln Riley's 0-12.
So Lincoln Riley is 0-12 against the spread on the road when he's a favorite at USC.
And Matt Rule is 0-18 against ranked opponents. Something's got to give here today.
One streak has to end today.
Right?
I know which one I would prefer.
What a historical day this will be.
Well, the gambling gods are never wrong. So that actually, I like that stat on Lincoln Riley.
Is it the battle of the offers today?
Well, on that front, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And you can't shy away from it. It's out there. All the, we'll call them trolls on X, on Twitter, that were pointing out, I can't believe Nebraska extended Matt Rule. What has he done? What has he ever done against ranked teams? That is true. Okay, that is true. But I also agree a little bit with Troy Danner saying, it's different when you give a guy a job when they're at third base.
Right.
We were still in the batter's box. We were in the batter's box.
We were on deck.
Yeah.
We weren't even quite in the batter's box yet. And that's been my biggest I hate that argument. It's like, what has Matt Rule done? Why would you extend him? He has done a lot. Not only the program is progressing quite a bit. I mean, he was coming into a program that was teetering on irrelevance. And we are now 6-2, first game of November. That's a big jump from where he came in. And it's not just about the win and loss column, but when you look at Nebraska's culture, the previous head coach, Scott Bleep, his culture was just a losing culture. They didn't seem to care. They gave up a lot. He gave up on the team. Matt Rule, these guys, it feels like they would go to war for him. And I mean that both literally and metaphorically. Like the culture here has progressed so much. And so we haven't been to the playoffs yet. Matt Rule is building something special, and I think Troy Dannon can see that.
But anytime you're talking about, an extension and, what's he done? And it's a building. Isn't that kind of a compliment that we're on the radar? Like, maybe we're on to something. Like, maybe that's why they're being negative about it. Or there's so much criticism is because Nebraska's on to something here. Like, just trying to fuel the tension there.
And it's so funny how fickle that national headline is, where it's like, well, Nebraska's going to lose their coach, and the Penn State's found their guy. Oh, Penn State didn't want him anyway. It's like, okay, well, so which is it?
Yeah, which is
it? It's Penn State trying to cope. They're smoking that copium over there. Penn State will find their guy, and I think, again, like with Matt Rule, there's a lot of criticism about, well, he did it at Temple, but that's Temple. Well, he did it at Baylor, but that was Baylor. There's no reason he can't do it again. This guy has proven that it's not like it's his culture, getting these guys to buy in and give it their all every week. He's done it time and again.
But here's the deal. We've never seen a coach Rule year 4.
Exactly. Never.
This could be the first time we ever see year 4. I'm above and beyond excited. Give them all the extensions. Like, let's see what 4 is all about, because, 1, 2, 3 has been pretty good for us.
Yeah.
And I don't want to call it an elephant in the room, but something that I think bodes well for Nebraska and where we're at positioned ourselves with NIL. There's a lot of draft picks last year that didn't go to the league because, at Clemson, I'm making $3 million and I'm a big man on campus, and I'd have to take a pay cut because I'm a third-round projection. I think you're going to see a lot of that. Maybe not with quarterbacks and receivers and things, but the guys, your offensive lineman, your defensive lineman, that outside linebacker that we need to keep into the program for 3-4 years. I think that's where Nebraska is really going to start to shine in year 3, 4, 5 with this NIL and having a stable coaching staff. So I see a lot of things coming together for Nebraska in the future. I'm with everybody else. I don't know if we're there yet against USC in the spot.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But you make an interesting point with your NIL and the players that you talk about, the guys that we really want to key on.
It's always the mid-level players.
Mike Delaware right here, and Jared as well, have talked about over time that, Nebraska should be happy to be kind of this Iowa team that's always getting 8, 9, maybe even 10 wins in a season. Yep. But you know what team I would like to emulate would be the Wisconsin team prior to Luke Fickell, where that O-line was always just monstrous. Yep. Because if we can figure out that O-line and make that a monster unit, everything else figures itself out. And we have a slew of great quarterbacks coming through over the next few years. focusing on that O-line, getting that NIL money in there, can make this a 9-10 win team.
You're exactly right. And I never want to, and I'll die on this hill. I never want to try to ascend to be Iowa.
No.
Never. I'm looking at Ohio State saying, why not us? Who's got better than us?
Exactly.
Nobody.
Let's get back to that total because I think this is very interesting where we have a point spread that's coming down, but a total that's going up. You don't always see that. It makes a lot of sense, though, to me. But then I overthink it. I get into the numbers like we were saying on the show. I think Nebraska's best path to victory, Rear Jared, he's all red over there, is running the football. So to me, that's going to take away possessions. That's going to limit possessions. The offense isn't going to have the ball as long if it's Nebraska and USC combined. On the other side of the ball, I'm not as worried. USC is going to have some explosive plays in the run game. They'll still be able to hit their average of 42 points per game, okay, even if they put an emphasis on running the ball. It's Nebraska that I'm worried about. Can Nebraska hold up their end, score 30 points so we can get to that over 59.5?
I think so. I think that
was a long pause.
Yeah,
man.
I really had to think about it. You said that you believe USC is going to get their average of 42 points a game. I don't know that it's going to be quite that high.
Okay. Okay.
I called this one kind of a rock fight.
I hope so. I hope so.
I do have this called as an under, actually. I had 28-24 Nebraska.
I would love that.
Yeah, but I think what's really going to be the big test and where that USC might get that 42 points is I'm looking at Nebraska's schedule right now, and I see two really good passers that we played so far. So maybe our pass defense ranking is a little bit inflated. And if it is inflated, USC certainly will take advantage of that. Mm-hmm. But I'll guarantee you with this weather, a game where, USC might be a little cold. I don't know. Again, we did talk about temperature and their offensive performance earlier, where as the temperature decreases, USC's offensive efficiency actually declines almost like in tandem with it. But if they can get that run game going and open up the passing game a little bit, I could see that. Nebraska getting 30, it's gonna have to come on the back of Emmett Johnson.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing. If we're running the football and we're taking away possessions from them, they're still going to get theirs. I think you're right, Andy. They're going to get theirs.
Maybe not 42, but
it is going to open up things on our offense that maybe weren't going to be available to us, and that's the part that I like. And I think that's where we can keep pace with them. 42, nah. I could see USC easily putting 30 on us, and then we've got to get,
31
plus. And originally I went into the week thinking 35-30, and it could be either way, whichever team was going to win that game. I'm really buying the hype right now, so I'm like 35-30 us. Because I like the idea of our running game being able to set the tone for where this game's going because of on both sides.
Yeah. So, and that's an old school thought too, where our run could set up the pass.
Yes.
And maybe that's not what Dana Holgerson's thinking up front, or even Dylan Raiola, like what he signed up for and what he wants to do. But once you see that in action and you see that play out, and like, oh my God, I got man-to-man coverage. I don't have a safety over the top because he had to come down and help with run support. Our offensive line is not at a point where USC has to give it that type of credit, has to give it that respect. They're going to have to earn that in the first quarter. It could happen. It could happen here today, but that's not how things are going to start. They got to win their one-on-ones up front early on. Maybe the blackout will help them get there.
It's going to be a nightmare out there.
Yeah, I heard that.
I hope Coach Rule's got a padded outfit on tonight too, because Coach Eckler's coming for him.
Oh,
I think after calling him out, said he's coming for him. It's going to get physical on the sidelines, and I'm here for it.
I don't know what substances they're feeding Mike Eckler, but that man looks like a rabid dog after every great special teams play. It's amazing.
I'm here for it.
I love Mike Eckler so much. We want to talk about extensions. I know he's in his first season here. Extend Mike Eckler.
Yes.
I don't care. You extend him right now.
Yeah, build him a statue.
Yeah, no kidding.
Of punching Matt.
You and Coach Eckler.
Yeah,
you guys are pals.
Yeah. I'm just in like 5 statues.
Yeah.
Just hugging people.
A shout out here in the chat. Daniel Self, a young man I know very well. He's been on the program before.
Okay.
He knows his hockey. He sets us straight on the hockey top. He's saying Mojave is not throwing for 270. That's a fact. I would like to believe that.
That's a fact. Not 270.
That's a fact.
270, I think, is a high number.
That's a high number. Maybe you meant once.
Again, I talk about, like, I only see two really great passing quarterbacks that we've played so far this season, and maybe that, number 2, number 3 ranking for the pass defense is maybe a little inflated.
Yeah.
270 is a whole lot of yards. I mean,
Yeah.
even if that ranking is inflated, we're not bad.
Yeah.
270 is a number you put up on a bad passing defense.
So 275 is actually his line. He's
Smash the
Yeah.
under. That's where I'm betting my mortgage. Smash that under.
I would smash the under as well. And I do think that USC, I truly believe that they're going to find out that they can run the football. And they're going to say to themselves, why don't we just keep running the football?
Yeah.
We're having success. Why put the ball in harm's way?
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be how this game goes. And that's why I believe, I don't see that overhitting, because if both teams are really going to key in on run this ball, we're going to chew through that clock so quickly.
Okay.
It's just not going to have enough time to score 60, 61 points, whatever it might be.
I hope you're right. And I think that is Nebraska's, and I've said it a couple times now, that's their best path to a victory. I just don't know if we have the discipline
Yeah, exactly.
to do that.
It's going to come down to that.
You're selling me on your under bet now as we're talking about the slowing down the game. But I still think USC's offense is just so potent. Like, they're going to get theirs. But, man, you're starting to sell me on this under, especially as the numbers climbing. I was already nervous about that.
No, it was just an interesting dynamic that the point spread's tightening up, but the over just keeps climbing. And a lot of the people that I like to follow and read their work and all that stuff during the week, they're saying this is going to get to 60 before kickoff. It's just about there.
We're almost there.
Yep. Yeah, we're right on it.
We're right on it. And, 59.5. I would not be surprised if it does. And now we're talking Pac-12, old Pac-12 days.
Yeah.
But we're not on the coast. This is not the West Coast.
Not at all.
We just hit that 3 o'clock hour. Are we going to get no block, no rock back up here?
I think so. Where is Jared Hall? I see you out there.
Oh, he's shaking hands,
I don't think he
kissing
can-
babies. Yeah.
Mike
like a
Delaware is probably
politician
around
out
here
there.
somewhere as
A little
well.
bit of a celebrity.
Is he running for governor?
They are.
It appears so.
I know they're around here. Well,
Yeah,
well
they're over there. Talking.
oh, yep.
It's all good.
We'll keep going until we can get their attention. So what other lines are you guys interested in today? Like, inside this Nebraska game, what's Dylan's passing or line look like?
He was at 250.
Jeez, and he averages
No.
235.
250.
Wow. So
Wow,
you're talking
they-
15 yards over his average?
Well, so
Yeah.
again, we do talk about how USC's pass defense is ranked 83rd in the country right now. So this is a game where I think you just keep chipping away, and those chunk plays will come. I still think 250. They think between the two QBs, 270 and 250, 520 total yards of passing. That is an absurd number. I think I'm probably taking the under on both of those. I just don't see that happening.
They give up 238 yards per game. They're ranked overall 12th in the Big Ten alone. And Nebraska's not much better. We're 9th.
Right.
Our defense is ranked 9th. But we're not giving up 228 yards per game. They also give up 2 touchdowns through the air. That's the line I'm curious. Is that a 1.5 or is it a 2?
Let me see.
If it's-
touchdowns.
If it's at 1.5, I'd take the over. No doubt.
I think so. I think Isaiah Hunter is going to find his. I think he's
Yeah.
been a name that just continuously, every game, he pops up.
He does. He makes
Yeah,
a play.
one and a half.
So that's the safest bet of the day to me. Dylan Raiola over 1.5 touchdowns through the air.
Now, is Emmett Johnson at 0.5 or 1.5? Because I think that if he's at 0.5, again, mortgage bet. That is a mortgage bet if he is projected 0.5.
He's at 1.5.
1.5. I
Yeah.
kind of figured. Yeah, they
It's a
think he's getting in for sure.
Mortgage, responsibly mortgage bet.
Yeah.
On the
How
half.
big's your mortgage?
Yeah. 1.5. I don't know. As we're talking about the running game, I believe in it. I would take the over on this one. I like him there.
God, they just struggled so much in the red zone.
Red zone's
We
a big
get
deal.
away from running the ball, and this is one of those games I want to see it. I mean, I was so high on the Michigan game. I thought too many things lined up. They didn't even have their head coach. They didn't even have their head coach on the sideline.
Oh, God, I keep talking. That was not a factor in that game at all.
It should have been.
Sharon Moore was on the phone somewhere. He was still part of it.
Oh, yeah.
And that Michigan team knew. I mean, that was a talented team coming into that game. Frankly, just
Michigan team that got blown out of the water by USC.
Yeah. Nebraska did keep that close, I think. I don't know. I think, again, each game's a vacuum. today with
Sure.
how everything is shaping up, this environment is going to be, and it should be.
Yeah.
We talked about this most recently on MBR, I think this week, is that you can still be Nebraska nice to these fans while also being a hostile environment.
Yeah.
And that's what tonight has to be. Yeah. It has to be a hostile environment. I saw earlier today, the Huskers tweeted out, they brought back the Welcome to Your Worst Nightmare banner for the student section. This is what this game needs to be. It needs to be loud. It needs to be gritty. We need to hate USC today.
I mean, if Creighton's able to do it at Shy
Exactly,
Health,
yeah.
why can't we do it here at Memorial Stadium? You're 100% right. There's a way to be nice, and that's just treat people.
Yeah, don't be rude to the fan across from you.
But then be hostile, make a difference in a football game, because this crowd can do that tonight.
Absolutely.
For sure. And that's one of the factors, I think, that why we're seeing the line go down as much as it is, down to 4.5. That has to be a factor. And I do think it's pretty cool. I do think the fans are responding and have got the message. Just as blackout. And Matt Rule said, there we go.
Yeah, baby.
I'm sure you guys that are listening right now can hear
Big Red.
can hear the Husker horn going off in the background.
That is the van from that old meme that said free candy. You know,
Yeah,
the white
right.
van. But
I think I saw OJ in the passages.
It wasn't a Bronco.
It was not a Bronco.
Oh, it's
No, we talked about the straight up killers, the running back traditions from both teams. You know, Lawrence Phillips, Thunder Collins, OJ Simpson, obviously. Maybe
Lawrence doesn't get enough credit for his
He doesn't.
antics.
He
I think
doesn't.
we really, as a culture in Nebraska, we need to really build that back up.
The last time he went to jail, it was because he was beating up kids, I think, right?
It's 306.
All righty. Well, I think we're going to get our no block, no rock guys back on the air. So we're going to take a little break here, reload, refuel. Don't go anywhere.
Can I hear you? No?
Yes, you can. We
Oh.
are back. We are back. Jeremy, welcome to MBNR. It's nice to have you as a
It's
guest.
good to be here.
BA, he's kind of a regular at this point.
First time, long time.
He's in the chat enough that he's pretty much on the show every.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. One of the first things I hear Jeremy say over there is a OJ Simpson joke. And I'm
Which
like,
one?
I like.
Which one? The glove don't fit, or which one?
Well, I think it was I think it was Connor said something going out for blood, and you're like, OJ Simpson.
Yeah. Yeah, if we're going out for blood, I mean, what's scarier, us tonight in the Nightmare in Memorial Stadium or famous USC alumni, OJ Simpson?
What Lawrence Phillips thought he could.
Hey, Lawrence is, man, he takes the cake of being a
So I was
crazy man.
saying, I don't think we give enough credit and his lore enough as a Nebraska culture. I think we need to bring that back. I think people forget just how dangerous that man was.
He's a bad man.
And they need to know. They need to know.
I hope he's holding a ball. Either way, run away from him. Run.
So we've got 200 plus people virtually in the chat, probably another 200 out here.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, we've been talking USC football. Let's go around the room, or I guess, a table. We're not in
The room.
Let's go around the room.
Talk about like your key to Nebraska winning and pulling off an upset against a ranked team, breaking that 28-game losing streak against ranked teams.
Whoa.
Even though Cincinnati's ranked 17th, because the AP poll is really cool. But think of a key to the game.
Okay.
And
Are you looking at me or what?
I'm going to start with Jeremy because he's our special guest.
Absolutely. You know, I believe the key to the game is on the Nebraska offense side, running the football, kind of maintaining clock there, taking possessions away from USC,
right?
Which then is in turn going to allow some of the passing game things to open up that I think we lack when our run game gets shut down. We got to take possessions away from those guys. Their offense is going to get theirs. They're going to do their thing. But if we could take some of there and stay disciplined, I love that being the key to victory here. I'm ready to storm the field when we beat this ranked team.
Go. That would be pretty cool. Yes, storm it.
Let's go.
I'll probably be watching from afar with my camera, videotaping it, making content, doing all those things.
There you go.
All right, BA, your coach.
Yes, sir.
You're walking in this locker room at Memorial Stadium. What is the key to victory for, if Nebraska's going to pull off an upset, doing something they haven't done in a long time?
To me, I think the biggest key for victory is going to just be big plays on all three phases of the game: offense, defense, special teams. Defense, we need to limit those big plays because, we obviously saw what happened at Minnesota. We saw what happened against Northwestern, them breaking off that big run, losing contain. I think just explosive plays. I usually don't believe this, but I think today the crowd's going to make a difference.
I hope
Yes.
so.
I fully believe that with everything in my body, that this crowd's going to make a difference. And how do we keep the crowd in the game? Big plays, explosive
Play
plays.
well. Give the fans a reason to get loud,
100%.
right? I'm a big advocate for that. I'm in the stadium every week, right? I yell no matter what.
Right.
But I will tell you, the people sitting next to me don't. You got to give them a reason to stay in the game. Keep the fans in the game. You're going to keep your team in the game.
Yes, sir. 100%. I think big plays get this place rowdy. Turnovers on defense, going to be a huge thing. I'm a weird guy. I like to look at a whole bunch of stats and whatnot. One of the stats that I like to look at that has a huge indication of whether you win the game or not: explosive plays. What team gets more plays of 20 yards or more? It's a huge indicator. Huge indicators. That's my key to the game.
Okay.
Is big plays.
See, me, I don't know if I'm worried about the explosive plays, more of like death by 1,000 cuts. So if you remember, go back to that Minnesota game, that 98-yard drive is the one that pretty much put the nail in the coffin for Nebraska.
Yikes.
I want to be the team that puts the death by 1,000 cuts. I want to be the team that goes 98 yards, just keeps getting first downs. If you watched the game against Northwestern last week, what was the most critical drive? The last drive, Dylan Raiola went 4 for 4 on third downs.
Yep.
Made all the plays he had to make. Give this offense just a chance just to go down the field, slowly take the clock, do all those things. As far as my key goes, it's really just going to be don't beat yourself. Don't be Nebraska. Just take care of the football and let USC make the mistake.
Because that was going to be my question to you about the death by 1,000 cuts thing is, do we think Nebraska can put together those long drives without making the mistake? Do we think they can do that?
Well, I don't know. That's a $1 million question. That's why people are getting paid huge salaries like Matt Rule, this big extension. Is can Nebraska make as many plays as other teams do against them in those long drives?
Yeah, I feel like I'm a little skeptical when it comes to stringing together a 10-play drive, right?
10, 12,
100%.
15-play drive.
I don't think – we did see that a little bit last week against Northwestern, right? And it was at the most clutch time in the game, so credit there. If I'm looking for a key, I need – and Kyle would be very proud of me for saying this – I need to see Jaden Mayava panicked in the pocket. Like, I don't know, you guys recall Michigan State, Aiden Childs getting happy feet, and he was throwing picks. I need to see something like that. I need to see Mayava look uncomfortable. We've seen a lot of quarterbacks lately after Childs. They look pretty comfortable back there.
We haven't got any pass rush since Michigan State, pretty much.
And you want to talk about keeping a crowd in the game? I don't think there's anything that'll be more like just make a crowd pop than hitting the quarterback.
100%.
Like, listen, this football is a very simple game played by simple people, enjoyed by simple people. We want to see Ooga Booga. I need to see the quarterback getting hit. Now, try not to do it too late because then you'll get flagged, okay? Try not to do that. But put Jaden Maiava, and I can say this, on his ass. Do it.
Yep.
ESPN Tri-Cities, you heard me.
You're being too harsh on yourself. There's nothing simple about that beard. It's badass. And I wish I could do it. Like, I wish I could grow a red beard like that. And I swear I do. But here's the thing. You get that big sack, you get those big hits. It's blackout night. Everybody's going to be throwing the X's. That's the way to keep the crowd in it. Even on the sidelines, let's get active. I want Coach Rule getting beat up by Coach Eckler. I want him just taking it to after some big special teams plays. That'll get the crowd going. Like, I think you're right. I think we can make a difference tonight, but they got to give us something.
Well, and we were talking about Michigan being like the biggest game of the Rule era, and obviously we saw how that went, right?
Sure.
Well, we turned the page to November, and now officially this is now the biggest game of the Matt Rule era.
This is it.
Fans, they wore black. They're going to do their job. They're going to come to the stadium. They're going to fill the stadium. But what they need to do, no sit Saturday.
Oh, boy.
Don't sit down.
Oh, God.
Don't only yell on third down.
Here we go.
You have to make an impact. Like you have to show up. Fans have to do their part. And that means yelling. I want everybody losing their voice by the end of the game. Like, take turns. Like, go to the person next to you, be like, hey, I've got it till about 13 seconds, then it's you. We've got to make an impact, and that is not sitting down, standing up. You cannot be loud if you're sitting down. Like that's a bunch of crap. Like, you can't. You are not loud if you're sitting down. Anybody that tells you that, you're lying. You have to stand up the entire game, be loud, and make an impact.
Now, my GI doctor says I'm plenty loud when I sit down. I just want to throw that out, that is a thing for me.
That was good.
But here at the stadium today, we're standing.
Stand the entire game, man.
Who are you taking with you, Mike? Who's going to this game with you?
My wife.
How's she going to do?
I'm going to make her stand the entire time.
What if she doesn't?
She's not going to be able to sit.
Listen, man, I'm going to do my part. Sometimes you get a little quiet sometimes.
I don't get quiet. I'm one of those guys that's like, okay, I'm gonna yell from like 10 seconds to 0 seconds on the play clock. Because everybody else is yelling, and I need to save my voice for 4 quarters. So that's where I save. I know, and also like the media timeouts, you can see when those are counting down. Like, people are getting loud before they're even like ready. They can't even snap the ball yet.
Right.
So you watch the play clock, you strategically get loud, and obviously everybody else is around you. They just yell the entire time, so it's fine.
Okay, so Mike, you said this is the most important game of the Matt Rule era. Okay, he just signs the contract extension.
Don't make that a distraction.
Okay,
don't make it a distraction.
Now let me ask you: a lot of hype around this, blackout, etc. What if Nebraska does not win this game? What happens? What does that mean? You say it's the biggest game. So if they lose, how are you going to take this? You know?
It comes down to how it looks. If it looks like Minnesota, the sky is falling.
Oh, yeah.
They're distracted. Yeah. All these things. I mean, if it looks like Michigan, well, it's just another one where you got to get better.
Yeah.
Got to get more Jimmies and Joes.
You're playing a team that's technically better than you.
Everybody talks about the Matt Rule extension, but that part that people aren't talking about is the roster, right? Matt Rule stood in front of you and said, we need a $40 million roster to get better, right? Yeah. He's getting that with this extension. That tells you that he's going to have a competitive balance with the payments that they are making to pay players in NIL. Yeah. So if you lose this game, it's just another thing that says, hey, we don't have good enough players to beat teams like this that have talent in their backyard like California. Like, it is what it is.
Well, you already know how it's going to go. It's, God dang it, why did they sign that extension? Why did they just let him go to Penn State?
Well, I feel like that would only happen, though, if we just look like we did against Minnesota, right?
Yeah, and let's not let that happen.
That would be sky is falling. Like, that'd be a huge deal.
Listen, I've talked to a few people that are just like totally resigned to USC 38, Nebraska 10.
Are you talking to Mike or about Mike?
I'm talking about people I work with, right?
Oh,
These are diehard Skur fans, okay? But they're just so convinced that we've built this up so much. We build up a lot of games. A lot of the times we don't come out on top. In fact, the more we build it up, the more embarrassed we get.
Yeah.
Like College Game Day will come out. and we get beat 60-something to 9 against Ohio State, and the stadium's half full or less than half full. So there's some people I talk to that are just like 38-10 USC. I have no hope for this game. And I'm just like, you guys, this is a different team.
USC hasn't beat anybody either, though. Like, I know they understand they put up points, they put up numbers, they have Lincoln Riley, but it's not like they played world beaters. All the world beaters they played, they lost. Like,
yeah,
I'm just saying, like Illinois, we thought that team could win the Big Ten this year or compete for the Big Ten, maybe a playoff team.
Yeah,
they lost to Notre Dame, who was preseason ranked top 5 and then lost 2 times and still was ranked.
Yeah,
that's why preseason rankings are stupid. By the way,
they are.
The timing of this extension is incredible. I thought it was intentional.
Like, don't make it a distraction, though.
Don't make it a distraction. I think they're maybe using it more of as like a motivational factor, especially the big recruits that we're having here today.
There's a lot of them coming.
I think that was something, to your point, he doesn't sign that extension if his big dreams, the thing he's been talking about, the NIL money, all these things that he wants, if they're not in play.
No, they're all in play.
They're all in play.
Matt Rule is getting everything he wants as far as their roster goes moving forward.
And him signing the contract says all of that. So now it's just, all right, here on the field, I thought the timing was incredible. I don't know. I don't see it as a distraction. I saw it as like a motivation, almost like a marketing piece.
Okay. But Matt Rule also did his normal thing. Going to McAfee, did hit 2 podcasts this week. Met with the media.
He dedicated a few hours to that.
Yeah, to talk about the contract and how much he loves Nebraska. Like,
sure.
How much of that time was going to that and not to focusing on USC? Because we watched Minnesota. We beat Maryland. We came back. We're resilient. We go play Minnesota on a short weekend. Didn't go well.
Right.
So I know this team. I know that sometimes they read the headlines. They focus on that a little too much. And I want to make sure that just because Matt Rule signed this extension, he's going to be here until 2032.
Yeah.
That it actually means that the team's actually going to play for someone that wants to be here until 2032.
Right.
Hey, let's just get something straight here. I don't know if we've had a head coach that pays attention more to dumb podcasts and stuff than Matt Rule. Matt Rule is very in tune with what people are saying.
Yeah, or if people leak things before it's supposed to be said.
Oh, boy.
Matt Rule gets involved. So you got to be careful. Got to be careful. He reads everything.
Yes, which I always think is always kind of interesting because he's always the first guy to also be there and say, oh, we don't read any of that stuff. But he always knows what's going on. I always find that interesting.
I don't log on to Twitter during football season. Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure we got blocked during football season. I'm just saying, like
this was just a matter of time, and we watched during this last presidential election. It was swung because of podcasts.
That's right.
We are now at the point now where, like to your point, things happening in sports are being altered because of podcasts like ours. This is real, okay?
We have O-linemen going up to the podium and saying, people say we suck, but we don't listen to them. But they say we suck. It's like
100%.
Which one is it?
Where are you hearing it? Where are you hearing this from? If you don't read the headlines, if you don't watch social media, where are you hearing all these bad things about you?
We don't hear it.
Well, what was it? Like we got a sack once, and like we made a huge deal. Like the coaches made a huge deal about it. Maybe it wasn't a sack, but it was like, we heard all week how our pass rush sucked. And look at that. We got a sack. It's
we got a sack. Well, and it's funny. So
man.
They don't read and hear what we say. But remember when I made this big rant about how nobody throws the bones. They play Spider-Man after they get sacks. Next thing you know, everybody on the defense is throwing the bones. Now that's the thing. They're like, oh, I forgot that we're the black shirts, so we got to throw the bones.
Jeez.
It's just funny. They don't read or hear anything we say, but next thing you know, they're changing their ways.
That's a solid point. We're the new media, so like they're not reading the local papers. Sorry, World Herald. They're not reading it.
They're not reading the local Journal Star. What?
But they are listening to your show, and those are the things that keep the culture alive. Like you were saying with the bones, that made so much sense.
Right.
And not something I ever really even paid attention to until you brought it up. Yeah. And then it was like, well,
what are we doing? Why are we doing all these silly dances when we make a play?
Yeah.
Like we're playing Spider-Man and not doing what you earned a black shirt, right?
Yes.
Right. You're part of this tradition, and then you go play Spider-Man if you get a sack.
There's
what are we doing?
3 or 4 stadiums around the country today doing blackouts. Not one deserves it more than this team right here. And
hope
it's
so.
because of the history of the black shirts and throwing the bones. And I truly believe it. I think we're going to show that tonight. Now I'm excited. Like, I might play tonight. I don't know. I'm undecided.
Well, dude, we have someone on our team on the defense that is nicknamed the Slim Reaper.
Right.
For whatever that's worth.
Is that self-appointed? Who's giving him this name? Because the Slim Reaper, he's been really slim lately, as in like not showing up.
Dang.
Oh.
Where's he been? Where's the sacks? Where's the tackle for losses? Where's the havoc?
Well,
There hasn't been any of that the last 2 weeks. That has to be better. We had 0 TFLs against Northwestern.
Right.
We won that game with 0 TFLs.
Thank God.
That's a crazy stat.
That's an insane stat.
Yeah.
0 TFLs and you win a football game. Like, that's insane.
100%. TFL's like the biggest drive killer. As an offensive guy, one TFL, you look at that's like
No. Changes everything.
Woo!
Yeah, we have seen what tackles for losses do
100%.
and sacks.
Sacks? Oh, those things? Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, it's very important.
Oh, so we got Jeremy with us from Where's the Line, and you're a betting guy. Where does the line start of Dylan Rella being sacked tonight?
Jeez.
Is that an actual?
I'm going to look and see if it's an actual.
Is it an actual thing?
Because I don't think it's an actual
Give me your
line.
gut answer first, and then we'll look and see if it's right.
Okay. I think the line would probably, based on the season, I'd say the line's probably at with 2.5, 3.5 times sacked.
Okay.
3.5.
3.5.
I'm gonna say
Let me-
3.5.
3.5,
And-
but it's probably in that range there.
And where does everybody at this table?
Over.
You're going to take the over on 3.5. We got sacked one time against Northwestern. Dylan learned how to throw the ball away against Northwestern.
USC is a lot better than Northwestern.
Okay.
I do
Sure
believe
they are.
that.
Okay.
I do believe that.
I'm gonna take the under. Dang it!
All right.
Come on,
3.5?
Dana.
I'll take the under.
You know why?
I think it'll be 3.
Because they're gonna run the. I have faith that they're gonna run the ball a lot tonight. I got faith in Dana that he's gonna embrace what this new identity is, and he's not gonna fight it.
I don't think he has a choice.
He has a choice. He's sitting up in the press box, right? Or no?
No, he's on the field. He's on the field.
He's on the field.
He's got his laminated folder, whatever.
Laminated.
It's up to him. It is up to him, ultimately. Okay? Unless Matt Rule grabs him by the collar, which I doubt he'll do.
No, because he trusts Dana with his life. And if your life is on the line, I want no one better than Emmett Johnson carrying the football. Just throwing it out there.
Even if Emmett
Totally agree.
I'm just saying, best player on the field. I want to get him the ball. Give 21 the ball. Don't get cute. I understand. Oh, it's 3rd and 1. Oh, okay. Should we do a rollout pass? No. Just give the ball to 21. Even if you don't get it, don't care.
I actually trust Dylan in a lot of maybe not making big plays, but maybe just making smart plays. I really trust him in that. But to your point, give the ball to the best player on the field.
Yes.
It's not that difficult.
Like, every team we play, they do the simple things.
Yes.
Whenever we play football,
Big brain.
just don't do the simple things. Like I said, this is, at the end of the day, football is real estate. Do I get more yards than you? Am I blocking you? Am I tackling you? That's football, okay?
football.
There's no need to analyze and flip through your play sheet. What am I going to do next? Do the simple things. You get paralysis by analysis, right? Sometimes I feel like Dylan gets in his own head sometimes because he's thinking too much. Paralysis by analysis. No, hand the ball off to your best player.
Or throw it
Please.
to him. They lined him up last week.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. On 3rd downs, they did it 2 times. They had Emmett line up out wide, and they're like, well, he's our best player. I'm going to throw him the ball. But they had him run a route, and one time he was short. The other time they gave it to him. I think he was still short.
Hey.
But that's fine. Get your best player the ball. Find creative ways to give him the football.
Oh, 100%. Last year, I know they broke it out in the Wisconsin game and the bowl game. That mesh spot and running back wheel that we
Ooh,
did, was so, as an air raid guy, that gets my juices flowing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So as an air raid guy, though, how do you feel about this team?
Air
Do you
raid.
think that they're still air raid, or do you think their identity is running the football?
I don't think they have an identity
No,
right now.
you still think they're identityless?
Yes, I don't think – I saw a lot of podcasts and articles or whatever being written about they found their identity. I don't know if you have that identity after one game.
Nah.
I mean, what's that mean? Yes, you did some things last week.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you do this week? Because what if it's the exact opposite?
Yeah, like
I can't
Minnesota.
say you have an identity after one game. That's how I feel. I need this. If you have a true identity, it's repeated every single week. Everyone in the stadium knows what you're doing, and they still can't stop it. That's when you know you have an identity.
Right. It's not game by game, whatever you feel like doing. You don't go to Minnesota where Emmett has his homecoming, and it's pass. Okay, it's pass, right? But actually, they were all RPOs. Take the P then. Take the P out.
Yo.
Like, again, simple. But no, we got to do this pass bull crap. Let's just run the option.
Yeah, big hung it for Munkin guy over here.
But 3 or 2.5 years now of rule ball, we haven't had an identity in any one of those seasons.
I mean, this year. It's like, okay, year one, all right. Last year, we made the change at offense coordinator. Now we're going into this year. I don't like that we're in game 8 or whatever it is, and we still don't have that identity.
I'm wondering if that's the identity. Like, it could change, not just season to season, but game to game. I don't like it. It's consistency isn't
good luck with that.
Well, I feel like it's a personnel thing. So obviously year one, they were very limited with Butterfinger Sims, and then they had to run pretty much triple option with Heinrich every play. So we'll scratch year one of identity.
Yes, I agree.
But then you look at the transition to Dana Holgorsen, and I think the identity they wanted with Dana was you got a 5-star quarterback, you brought in all these weapons. The identity is going to be passing the ball. The problem is that the team isn't very good at that. They're fine.
Your O-line can't block.
But your O-line can't make those things happen.
If you're going to here's been one of my issues when we talk about offensive identity. From the minute that Dylan flipped his commitment to come to Nebraska, why have you not made the commitment in the recruiting of getting the offensive line needed to make that your identity?
And this goes back to what Matt Rule said this week. Matt Rule talked about needing the money to get the right players in. It's not like Matt Rule didn't try to go get left tackles from Washington and Washington State this offseason. We got outbid for those tackles, right? We knew we had an issue at tackle.
I hear you, but then that can't be your identity if throwing the football now.
I mean, that's the issue.
No, I hear you. I'm just like, but if you can't get those guys, it is like, that can't be your identity. It just can't be.
You have a guy on your O-line who is, I guess, pretty good, Grant Bricks, but all he did in high school was run block. That's all he did. And so, yeah, it's like, what do you want to be? Do you want to be the Grant Bricks road graders?
100%.
Or do you want to bring in Dana and Dylan and be a shootout team? Like, what do you want to be? I don't know.
You know, Jeff Sims is about ready to lead Arizona State to upset over Iowa State.
What's the score?
It is 24-19 with like a minute left.
Wow.
Is it possible we just didn't give him enough time?
No, we gave him plenty of time. That experience was one of the worst, if not the worst experience I've ever been a part of. And we survived former head coach Scott. So I just want to let you know, like that happened, and that was still worse.
That was worse.
So
yes.
I've never seen somebody have deer in the headlights worse than Jeff Sims at Nebraska.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Hey, man, those lights get pretty bright, man. I don't know. Arizona State must be the good place to play.
They went to a playoff last year.
Less pressure.
Less pressure.
You know, there's lots of pretty girls. You know, the weather's nice. A lot of golf.
And we got pretty girls in Nebraska, too.
Yeah. Some are in this room with us now.
There you go.
Some.
It's teeing you up there. Yeah.
Well, okay. How much time we got left?
We've got about 25 minutes.
That's a lot.
I think what we can do is let's get into like scoring prediction type things.
Okay.
Kind of get things going. I think we've pretty much beat this game to death.
Yeah.
We know what's going to happen. We know what Nebraska has to do. Can they do it? So I don't know if your scoring predictions have changed, but let's start over here because I don't know what Jeremy's predicting in this game, and I don't know what Ben's predicting in this game. What is your scoring prediction for this game? And if you guys are watching us virtually, we have 240 people watching us virtually. Drop your scoring predictions in the chat. We'll read them out loud. What is your score prediction for the game?
All right, I've got 35-30 Nebraska.
Woo!
Okay.
We're hitting over. We're covering.
And why do you think that?
Mostly because I do think that USC is going to run their offense on us. I think we're going to have opportunities to make plays and make changes that take the dynamic out of it. But I do think they're going to do them. With that being said, I love the idea of Nebraska being able to get a little more consistent with the running game. I think they're going to use Emmett. I think we're going to just use that opportunity to open up the passing game, and we're going to put on some points too. I just think we're going to be able to hang with them. If you go into it knowing you got a shootout coming, you're going to prepare for a shootout a little bit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I think we're gearing up for that. And I feel like the over is the play. The number keeps climbing. I mean, obviously, there are other people thinking the same thing. So I like it. I like 35-30.
See, I feel like the colder it gets, like the over should keep going down and it keeps going up. It's kind of weird. Like everybody thinks that there's gonna be a lot of points scored in this game. I thought there's gonna be a lot of points scored in the game.
Hey, it's almost as if it's not gonna be that cold. It's not gonna be that cold. It's gonna be like 40 degrees, no wind. When you have
gonna be cold.
You've got pads on. You're hitting guys. You got those huge heaters on the sideline. You're gonna be fine. The weather's not gonna do anything.
We got a couple of predictions in the chat so far. 42-38 Nebraska from Daniel. And Matthew says special teams in cold weather makes a difference. 31-28 Nebraska. We've got a lot of Nebraska predictions. BA, is yours the same?
Yes, it is.
Okay, what is it?
It would be 34-21 Nebraska.
Wow, 2 scores.
Yes, sir. I really do think USC's been struggling on the road under Lincoln Riley.
They have. That is a stat.
Yes, 100%. I think, like I said earlier, I really do think this place is going to be electric. I do have faith in Dana Holgerson to run the dang ball. Shout out our boy Kyle Byers. I think we're going to take the points. I think we're going to take the points, kick the field goals. I really do. I
don't think we will. I don't think we will.
You think so?
No, I think Matt Rule will go for it on 4th down minimum 2 times tonight.
2 times.
So you think the analytics guy is going to run down with this folder and go,
I don't think that the analytics guy exists because Matt Rule looks at national analytics when he's making decisions, and he doesn't look at his own team's analytics of that we're 4 for 11 on 4th down this year, and we're not good at it. You're not that guy.
Coach!
You're not that guy.
Coach! We got to go for it, Coach!
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Actually, the numbers say.
The numbers say that Kyle Cunanan has only missed 2 kicks this year. I guarantee that. I know that's a real stat. Take the points if they're available.
I'm with you.
The numbers don't tell the story of it. They're not on the field. The numbers of everything going on. That's my biggest issue as well.
Yeah, you got to have game feel.
100%.
If you know that your interior line can't block a yard when they need it, then maybe don't do that.
Hey, we got a super chat here for Fletcher. He says Coach BA is a certified ball knower, and he loves him. So, hey, shout out. Little family love there. Here's the thing. Everybody's talking about TOP controlling the clock, keeping USC off the field, right? Everybody's throwing all these crazy scoring predictions then. There's no way you're going to put up 40 points, but also dominate the time of possession and shorten the game. Like, if the running game is going well, that means that the game is going to get shorter. And so I'm still going to say that USC is going to win this game by 3 points. I think originally I said 38-35. I'm going to say like 27-24 USC. I'm going to be in there rooting for Nebraska and wanting them to win, but I have PTSD. I've seen this team lose every single one of these games like this.
Yeah.
So until I see them do it, I can't predict them to win a game like this. But with that being said, like I can't predict them to win. And my season prediction this year was 7-5. That means that Nebraska has to lose some more games, and this would be one of them.
Yeah. I mean, look, Occam's razor would tell you, right, the easiest answer to all this is usually Nebraska doesn't meet the moment, right? Let's just be honest. When we play a team with a pulse, it's like, where you at? Right. You know, even if the fans show up in all black and Mike's yelling over here on 3rd down.
Don't matter.
Right? It usually ends up being either a blowout or a painful loss most of the time.
If you remember, though, at Northwestern, every time the stadium got louder, I feel like that's when Northwestern made their plays.
Right.
Every 3rd down, we would be loud, and they would go get a 1st down. They would go make a play. They'd get a penalty call. They'd get all these things. It felt like our fans, no matter how loud that stadium got, it didn't make a difference. And so that worries me a little bit tonight. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope that it is electric, and it's Miami-esque, it's Colorado-esque. But, like, quarterbacks seem to embrace how loud things get. They embrace it every time they come into the stadium.
Yeah, because
it's got to change.
Because we're loud. We're not loud. We're loud.
We're not hostile.
We're nice, though. Like, my little nephew right there, right? We're driving down, and we're talking about fans traveling from California to here. And how, opposing fan bases, they feel welcome coming here, which that's a good thing, right? We're not going to embrace being nasty and being Colorado fans, spitting on people, throwing piss balloons at people, right? Or slashing tires. We don't do that. And so, yeah, you come to Lincoln, everybody's nice to you. We give you food. Here, do you want a Busch Light? Here you go. We're just those types of people. And I think maybe teams feel that too when they come here. It's like, yeah, it's loud, but I'm not intimidated necessarily. Miami was an exception in 2014.
That was fun.
We're tipping buses over pregame, right? Where Colorado, there's venom there.
We don't like them.
With USC, I don't think there's the venom. Sure, we've never beat them, but I don't think we hate them. We hate Colorado.
It is like a predictable noise, like you were saying. Like here's a big third down, and now we're getting loud.
Yeah,
you can. I mean, that offense can plan for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. They're prepared for the big third downs.
Like,
that's why I said you have to scream the entire time.
Yeah, if we're not being that hostile like the entire game and actually making it hard for them to communicate, then there's no point because every stadium gets up for those big downs.
Moments.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when Nate Rohr's going, and then hey, people that don't know to get loud, this is your time to get loud.
It's time to get loud.
Hello.
Yes.
To be fair, I feel like Nebraska fans are better than most at knowing when to be loud and all that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Compared to other fan bases, we are the best. We are the best. Predictions?
Prediction. What is your prediction? And we'll wrap up.
Well, there's a part of me that's like, you get the bowl thing out of the way, and I know that we checked that box last year, getting the bowl game out of the way. It's one less thing to worry about. But I also just don't think the weather's going to play a big part. I think USC is going to get theirs. I don't think we get a lot of pressure on Maava. I think he's fairly comfortable back there. And I just see this being a 31-27 USC victory, unfortunately.
Boo, you suck. With that being said. We had a super chat, so we have to do it, obviously, because they paid us money to say this. Can we get a Go Big Red chant from the fellas? So, if you want to start it.
Go ahead.
Go Big Red!
Well, you got to do it 3 times.
Go Big Red! Go Big Red!
Attaboy.
Hey,
Okay.
Go Big Black?
So I've been asking a lot of people this week, and no one's been able to give me a straight answer. Are we allowed to yell that today?
No, we're still Go Big Red.
No. I meant Go Big Red. Are we yelling Go Big Red?
Yeah, we're yelling Go Big Red.
The only red on the field will be
Yes.
worn by the other team.
Yes, the nation's most annoying chant will be on full display tonight.
Okay, I'm looking around, right? I see 2 people wearing red, and that's out of thousands over here. I see thousands of people.
Well, we have Bauer Underground branded trash bags for you. If you're wearing red with a red stocking cap behind the pillar, you're going to be getting a black trash bag delivered to you on your shirt.
Just don't play like trash, because then the jokes are just going to write themselves, right, Jeremy?
Yes.
Jeremy knows.
Well, that's the best part about that TikTok is they can actually have a second life if Nebraska plays like trash.
No.
Yes, another 50,000 views.
Just of people being mean to us.
Talking crap.
Yeah.
I was going to say the other word.
Yeah.
What do you think? It's 3:43.
I think we wrap it up.
I got nothing left.
Do you have anything left to say? You good? You're good. Okay. Let's wrap it up.
Is Connor, you good?
He's good. Yeah, I got nothing left to say. All right, guys. We're going to sign off.
Okay.
Go Big Red.
Hey, whoa. As always, right? Yeah. As always, beat USC and GBR.